Hey everybody, it's Chrissy here again, and still can't go live on my business page. Don't know what's up with that, but I believe that Facebook is helping me out. So thank you, Facebook tech support, for helping me out in problem solving that. And as soon as it's up and going, I'll be doing these weekly updates back over my business page. But it's been fun connecting with my personal friends and family here on Facebook and bringing this weekly update. And before I just say anything further, I just have to give a shout out to Buddha bands, because I am in love with this moon phase Buddha band headband that I'm wearing today, and it goes perfectly with this energy update. While I am not an astrologer and will not be giving you the astrological update, I am a great empath and intuitive, and I've learned how to sink into the energy that life is offering up, how to leverage it and harness it and use it in my favor in my day-to-day life, and just to help to better understand it and interpret it so that we can all take a deep breath and relax and better understand what life is serving up. And that is exactly what was on my heart and mind to talk about today. There is natural cycles and rhythms. We've been talking about this week after week if you've been following along. There's natural cycles and rhythms that happen throughout the universe. We see the phases of the seasons. We see the phases of the day to night. We see all these cycles that take place, the moon cycles. We watch the ocean cycles. We just watch these unfolding cycles that happen in life. Hey, Angela, so great to see you on here, babe. I hope you're doing amazingly well. So there's different cycles and rhythms and patterns that happen all in nature as you look around. And I think that nature is one of our best teachers. And so what I've learned is that when we pay attention, hey, Chrissy, girl, I know you're going to have some to add to this conversation too. When we start to pay attention to the natural rhythms and cycles of the world around us, we can start to better understand our own natural cycles and rhythms. And one of the natural cycles and rhythms that I have become more aware of is paying attention to the phases of the moon and the cycles of the moon. And what I noticed for myself, and start to pay attention for this for yourself. You may already be aware of this, or you may find that this is something that is happening in your world. I started to notice, like 1 week a month, I would be totally checked out of the game. Hey, Rachel, so awesome seeing you ladies on here. 1 week a month, I would be totally checked out of the game. I'd be like on point, on top of everything. Hey, Michael, so good to see you on here, brother. I can't wait to know you better. But 1 week out of the month, I would find myself totally checked out. I couldn't get myself to follow through. I would always feel like I was behind on all of my commitments. I couldn't get off the couch. I would binge watch on Netflix, right? All those stereotypical procrastinator, what the heck's wrong with me type experiences. And then I started to realize that this 1 week a month, not only did it have a rhythm, but it synced up and coincided with the full moon. And I have since learned, hey, Steph, so glad you're on here too, babe. I have since learned that the full moon is the energetic time for releasing, for cleansing, for resting and restoring. Now, we might think the moon gets bright, so we should be out there running and playing all night long. But in truth, that moon is reflecting so bright, it casts a different light. That light is there for you to reflect in a different way and to see things that you may not see under the brightness of the full blaring sun. So, or in the darkness of a new moon, right? Because that's a different energy. So when the new moon, or when the full moon comes around, as it just did this past weekend, we had the strawberry full moon. And for those of you that don't understand what that is, it's nothing really all that particularly fancy. It's just what we call the full moon in June, because that's when the strawberries are ripe. And it's also known as the honeymoon or the mead moon, because this is when it's best to collect honey for upcoming use, right? So anyway, the full moon brings in this energy that allows us to take a step back, asks us to reflect, asks us what is it that we can cleanse ourselves of? What can we let go of? What are we holding on to that we need to let go of before that next new moon cycle comes around and we get the energy? Yeah, absolutely. And we get the energy of creation. So in this reflective time, if you've been feeling yourself dragged down, a little bit less patient, excuse me, or if you're a female during menstruation, you may find that your cycles sync up with the moon as well, right? Because you're shedding, releasing, letting go, making space for new creation. So if you've been feeling energetically low, now remember, you're my sidekick here. So you're here to help to anchor in the energy. And I love having your presence here, but we got to stay focused, because I got to remember what I'm talking about. And look, if you're going to sit here, babe, it's got to be comfortable for both of us, okay? So let's leave this down, okay? And let me finish up because we only got a couple more minutes, right? Yes, ma'am? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Mm-hmm. You're my girl? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just making sure. You never know these days. School's out, by the way, if anybody has not noticed. There's no school for the summer for these kiddos. Okay, what were we talking about? Full moon, energy releasing. If you've been feeling yourself shorter on patience, if you have been finding more stuff coming up, this is not life trying to get you down. This is life trying to show you this is where you need to pay attention. This is where we're asking for you to let go. This is where you need to release how you are interpreting the world, how you are showing up. This has been an ongoing conversation because this is really all that life ever does is serve us up, typing fresh, hot opportunities to make a different choice, to be more bold, authentic, compassionate in our expression. And when you're stuck in patterns, those patterns are going to make themselves known at the time when it's ripest to be released. Makes sense? So if it feels like it's all coming up, it is, but not because you're doing anything wrong, but because life is trying to get your attention on where you need to focus your cleansing and your releasing and your letting go. So what card did I pull for today for a little added insights? I love to check in with my Rumi Oracle cards from time to time. This is just a great way to pull forth, just kidding, here we go, to pull forth some message and insights for further reflection. That's it, further reflection and consideration. And the card that came forth, my lovely assistant will show you, is card number 1 in the deck, which is always a sign for new beginnings if you're at card number 1. And it is this gorgeous card right here, Beyond Death, Life. And when I pulled this card, after I already reflected on what I was going to say, I was like, this is so perfect. I love when the universe just confirms exactly what I'm feeling, sensing, and communicating out to y'all. So let me know if this hits home for any of you. Footprints led to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. Rumi. When we think about walking down to the edge of the ocean, the marks of the life that we have led get washed away by the sea, making room for anything new. All life gets birthed out of the ocean, some say. So we can make new life. And that's what death is for. It is not the ending of you. It's the ending of the aspect of you that no longer serves you so that you can be born again, born anew, start life again from a fresh perspective and fresh start. So when this card comes forward, what is it that it is asking of you or inviting for you? So let's see here. Thank you, ma'am. So what must you do? Oh, did I get some hearts? Oh, hey, Kayla. Good to see you on here, too. You be my heart watcher, okay? You let me know if you see any more hearts go on there.
That's the boring job.
That's not the... Well, then you make it fun, right? You make it fun.
Yeah.
So let me read this last part, and then we'll be done, okay? So what must you do to receive this divine grace, this new life? You must be willing to face death. It may be that death has come to you in the form of loss of a beloved one, a physical loss that takes you into the darkest despair or depths of your grieving heart. It may be death that comes to you in the ending of a financial or professional situation you once relied on. It could also be in the sense that you don't really know who you are anymore. Old identities having shown themselves to be inadequate, inaccurate, mere ego mass, too small for the great being that you are starting to suspect you may be. Your death may be a choice to let go, to take a step in a new direction, to move house, to end a relationship, to change career, or to step away from a religious or philosophical tradition or group or teacher. I'm getting chills, so I'm thinking that this must be hitting home for somebody. Your death may not feel as though it has come by choice at all. It may be a sickness that leaves you feeling hopeless, helpless, a relationship or other life circumstance changing when you wish with all your heart that it would not. Your transition through this death may be triggered by an inner feeling that you cannot quite pin down. Nonetheless, it powerfully propels you away from what has been and towards untapped possibilities, perhaps even towards great confusion as you encounter life in a new way, feeling even somewhat unprepared and uncertain as what may lie ahead of you now. How you deal with this grace, hidden though it may at first appear to be under the cloak of crisis, is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence, you staying with me? You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your inner gaze upon what lies beyond the death. Gaze instead upon the new life that is calling you. When you know deep within that no matter what experiences you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in life more easily and more fully, no matter how much it asks of you at times. The divine is a relentless lover. It wants nothing less than your total being to be held in its embrace. Sometimes that means we will have to give up lesser loves for a greater love, the divine one that calls us to remember our true nature. You are a beautiful, blazing soul having a human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to divinity. That is what is happening in your life now. Whether the death is obvious and painful to you, or whether you are uncertain as to how it is yet showing up in your life, either way, there is an ending imminent and new life coming to you, with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty in the world. Grasp it eagerly. Now is not the time for fear or hesitation, beloved. Focus on what is becoming whilst honoring what is no longer to be. I got chills all over the place. And hey, I see Lisa and Daphne and Katie and Amanda. I'm so glad y'all all jumped on. How is this landing for you? Now is a really ripe time for change. All of 2019 has ramped up to this point. How you are taking that change, how you're embracing that, the crisis situations that are coming up to help to empower you and help to guide your change and where to release and to let go and to evolve. That is what's happening. So it's up to you. It can be suffering. It can be horrible. I mean, it's going to bring up all the feels anyway, but it can be empowering in an evolution, or it can be the same thing. Here we go again. The choice is up to you. If you want assistance in more direction and how to break out of those cycles, reach out to me. We can talk one-on-one. And if you already, if this is just helping you make sense as to what's coming, awesome. Keep riding the waves, because this too is inevitably going to pass, and we're going to be on to the next thing. So enjoy it while it lasts, and also know that it's going to end. And I think that that wraps everything up. Oh, and hop over to the Conscious Success community. You can go to bit.ly Conscious Success now. I'm going to do a more in-depth 3-card spread. I do that every week in that group. You can check that out. If you are local, come join me this Thursday at 1099 No Cost Ladies Networking Group in Clayton, 11:30 to 1 at La Casinas Restaurant. I will be the guest speaker for that amazing group of women, talking about simplifying the sales process so that, she heard Mexican restaurant La Casina, so she had to show off her Fiesta shirt. Fiesta! We're making it a Fiesta summer, aren't we? So come out and see me live. Oh, and I'm also doing a henna workshop. I keep forgetting that. This Friday at Victory Power Yoga Studio, 7:15 to 8:15 p.m. This Friday, the 21st. Henna workshop. So check out the details at victorypoweryoga.com and sign up today. And I'm going to be over there for a few hours Thursday afternoon from 1:30 to 5:30 doing henna. So if you want an actual piece of henna art on your body, or even on a canvas, sure, why not? Bring it by and I will hook you up. But reach out to me. You can PM me, or you can text me if you've got my number, and we will set up an appointment for you. Okay, I think that that's really everything. You ready to go? No? You're going to stay? What do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's what I thought. Okay, we love y'all. See you next time. And let me know, how is this reading for you? And join me over in the Conscious Success group, and we'll let me know how that more in-depth reading is. She's crazy. I don't know who she gets it from. Not at all. Bye.